What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. It's time for another unique tech talk exclusively for plants only, and that tech talk is Fragrance Storm. Fragrance Storm is a normal spell card that reads as follows. Target one plant type monster anywhere on the field, destroy that target, and if you do, draw one card. Then, if that card is a plant type monster, you can reveal it and draw one more card. It is not once per turn, and it's basically Pot of Greed for plants. Now, why is this a exclusive tech talk of a card? Well, let us go over two different perspectives. A good usage of plants for you, and how to deal with the opponent's plants. Starting with your perspective view of your plants. Starting the deck off fresh, if anybody remembers the archetype called Sylvans, Sylvans are an archetype that basically says in order for you to play the game, you have to rely on excavating plants, and they end up getting sent to the graveyard. Cards such as Sylvan Charity can help you switch out the draw or switch out the hands, so that way you can just put cards back to the top of the deck, so that way you don't have to worry about messing up your rearranging order of cards, so that way you can always guarantee top deck plants as long as you have a Sylvan card, spell trap included, in your hand, so that way you don't want to mess up the chances of negging yourself out of this. But Sylvan Charity is the absolutely insane draw power of the deck, which is crucial. And then another way of Fragrance Storm's usages of your plants, cards such as Bababoon can help you to keep on switch out the draws or switch out the plants once again. Bababoon says if it's normal or special, you can draw one, then place one card from your hand on either top or bottom of the deck, and it's not once per turn. So generally the idea is Bababoon, draw your card, and if you have a plant in your hand, you can just put it on top of the deck, so that way Fragrance Storm clear out Bababoon, and then Bababoon fetch you two more from the deck, up to two. Well, technically it's any number really though, but it's mainly get you two more copies, and then keep on switching out the draws that you want in your hand or like that you don't want in your hand, so that way you can keep the advantage going. And then what's even more crazy, as I mentioned Sylvans earlier, is that in conjunction with Bababoon and Fragrance Storm, Sylvan Dance Peon can also help you excavating so much plants, and that magic number is always going to be 1, so that way you are 100% guaranteed to hit plants in general. And when it comes to excavating plants in general, to some degree, when it comes to the really good plants to excavate offering the Sylvan link to, such cards as Aroma Lilith Rosalina, Lone Fire Blossom, or even, unless she is a normal, I believe it happens to be, there she is, Rika Petal. So Aroma Lilith Rosalina, Lone Fire Blossom, and Rika Petal, top deck specifically, one of these three plants excavated off from the Sylvan Link 2, you are going to create the most extreme yet insane of all insane plant lines, which is nonsense. Now, the opponent's perspective view about Fragrance Storm. Tired of seeing floodgate plants? Cards such as Naturia Rose Whip only prevents your opponent in terms of activating one spell or trap card each turn. By clearing out the Rose Whip, you are free to use any number of spells and traps throughout the whole entire turn whenever you feel like it. And then Cactus Bouncer is a floodgate monster that reads, while another plant monster is anywhere on the field, and it doesn't gotta be yours, no one can special summon monsters. So basically, if two plants meet, one of them being Cactus Bouncer, both players are stuck from playing the game. But with Fragrant Storm, you don't have to worry about blocking these special summons. And you are basically just free to play out your special summons whenever you feel like it. Next to talk about would be Predaplants. Predaplants in general are a series of plant monsters to some degree, but the real focus in terms of extra deck wise, cards such as Chimera Rafflesia, Dracostapelia, and if for some reason, if they were to play the Spice, Triververtum, these three are basically the holy trinity of Predaplant fusion monsters. But with Fragrant Storm on the field, you don't have to worry about debuffing your monsters while Chimera Rafflesia gets the boost. Dracostapelia, the last line of text about negating the activated effects, you don't have to worry about that when Dracostapelia is cleared off the field. And then Triververtum, on the other hand, he's basically a built-in Solemn Warning to some degree, or like a built-in Solemn Judgment. Basically, you can just clear it out with Fragrant Storm, and it makes it so that you are able to free to play literally whenever. Tritrix monsters. Tritrix monsters are a series of plants, and some are insects, of course. But when it comes to real Tritrix plant monsters to some degree, let's say that Rafflesia is on the field while every other Tritrix monster is on the field. According to Rafflesia, Tritrix monsters that isn't Rafflesia cannot be killed by battle or card effects. So if you happen to open up multiple copies of Fragrant Storm, at least 2 to 3 copies, while Rafflesia and any other Tritrix are on the field, it makes it so that Rafflesia gets cleared out first. And now that Rafflesia is gone out of there from the field, cards such as Pinguicola, Serra, and Cularia all are plants, and when being destroyed, you don't have to worry about the opponent's plants generating too much advantage while you actually gain yours. And last but not least, when it comes to plant mirrors in general, we all know what's up about how unique Aroma can be to some degree, but most cases about the Aroma monsters to some degree, let's say that in any situation in terms of life points are lower for some reason, well, higher actually, because it's literally a part of the gimmick or whatever. Let's say that if Sweet Marjoram and Magnolia did not exist on the field, you are able to clear out the Marjoram for the sake of the no battle damage clause, Bergamo to cancel out the Pierce battle damage clause, Rosemary for the sake of the Armades effect, Rosemary Synchro for the Scale Drain, Jasmine Link 2 just to cancel out the battle, and the Rosemary Link 3 just to cancel out the free special of any number of aromas from the hand, which is absolutely insane. And last but not least, Fragrant Storm wrecks Rikas in terms of plant mirror matches if you happen to know what you're doing. So, depends on what type of boards you make in Rika. Cards such as Strenna on the field specifically, because according to Princess Princess only does monster negates, but Fragrant Storm is a spell. So if Strenna is on the field, going second with Fragrant Storm, clearing out the Strenna so that they cannot go into a rank 5 or higher Plant XZ, eliminating the opponent's Teardrop and or Hyperiton if for some reason they do not put a spell on it as material. Keep that in mind that Fragrant Storm is not once per turn. So even if Hyperiton were to negate it, if you have a second Fragrant Storm, that second Fragrant Storm can also help you clear out the Hyperiton, which is absolutely insane. So let me know in the comments below about what you guys think of Fragrant Storm. To me personally, when I first happened to come across the Fragrant Storm with Baboon, that synergy setup always causes ridiculous amounts of pluses. And honestly, I find that to be absolutely insane plus of all insane pluses. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys next time.